Hey y'all, and welcome to Watch Cheryl Scrap for Thursday, October 7th. And tonight I'm going to be scrapping some Halloween photos from 2020. And I'm going to be using some products by Becca Bonneville, and they're called A Little Witchy. They are so cute. I love her illustrations anyway. I mean, look at those papers. They're just, cute Halloween. And then she's got stickers and cards. So what I plan on doing is probably pulling from some of her other kits that have, more like dimensional digital elements as well, because I do like that on my page, but we'll see where we go. And this is my daughter, Olivia, and my great niece, Clara, which I think they look so much alike. It's crazy. And then they're enjoying the little ghosts that are on this fabulous little cake.
So cute.
So cute. All right, so now let's see if I can get a composition going here. I'll make these be a little bit smaller. And I think I'm going to put them over the black and white because there's some stuff on the table that I don't necessarily think needs to be this. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just like cups or whatever, but it's kind of distracting. I may leave that there. I may pull elements over there. I don't know. I did a layout recently where I didn't want to edit the photo, so I just covered stuff up.
I like that.
That's called a lazy scrapper. Ooh, I'm going to start with this happy. I mean, look at that stripe. That's fantastic. And I really think this purple right here, let's see. Oh man, I'm so ready for them to fix this bug of it automatically. Yeah.
I like that it's a non-traditional Halloween palette. Kim said she liked the colors too. They're very cute.
Yes. And of course, I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that cake that we got last year.
Yes.
Wasn't it our next door neighbors that
got
that?
What?
Wasn't it our next door neighbors that got us that? Can't remember.
No, I think Vanessa brought that. I think they gave Clara like a goodie bag or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
Okay. Oh, so cute. The colors are perfection.
So just because Olivia is stepping out, I'm going to say that I typed in that I always do that with distractions in my pictures too, is cover them with elements pictures.
Yes, it's like brilliant.
Yes, perfect.
I'm just saying we are, Bethany.
Of course we are.
All right, I think I'm going to pull in this card, and rather than actually journal on it, I'm just going to use it as a layering piece to bring in a little of the black and white. Let's see if
Kim wants to know how you resized your paper so quickly.
Oh, it's a secret. No. Let's see. I'm going to make a new canvas real quick. Drag these over. Oh, I don't want to drag those. I'm going to grab papers. I'll just grab a couple here. Okay, so I just go to the corner like I'm going to do my custom shadows, but instead I'll just type in the percentage that I want it to go down. So if I want it to go to 90%, then I just type it in up at the top, because it's locked. Width and height will be the same because I'm on a 12 by 12 canvas, but you can go, you can go down to 60. I like that sometimes, especially when you want a smaller pattern. But if I don't want the smaller pattern, then I will actually just cut a piece out. And then for that, I just use the rectangular marquee tool and then the shortcut Control J, and that will give me my piece of paper without, having made the little skeletons tiny.
That's so cute. I know you don't like skeletons, but I like that little paper.
Yeah. So obviously you can do it up and down here, but I like actually putting in the percentages sometimes. It keeps it centered. Yeah. Is that good?
And it's quite pleased. Yes, she said percentage, equal exclamation point. That's what I was missing.
There you go.
Yeah, the nice thing about these chats is we get to learn new little tips and tricks.
Just sometimes, sometimes I feel I don't have anything else to offer sometimes. Because like, I don't know, but Olivia teaches me stuff all the time. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
You showed me new stuff too.
I know, but like the smart objects, that was, I got very mad. What'd you say?
I was laughing.
Oh, yeah, I got a little angry about that one. I'll have to show him what it is, don't I?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, let's just pause for a second, because when I do my Watch Cheryl Scrap, I have to have, thumbnails and parts to my video. So there's this PSD that I use all the time. And I would actually bring in the layout, and I had memorized how, what angle I needed to move it to, when my daughter had me make a little square and turn it into a smart object. And now I can double click on that and it opens up a new square. And then I can pull in, like, say for instance, this layout isn't finished yet, but so it takes a minute to do it. And then I just close it out, and then I say I do want to change, save changes. And you can see down here it's saving. It goes pretty fast though. And then all of a sudden it has resized and put my layout in exactly perfectly so it fits in that frame.
So is that just a new square box that you did and you double clicked on it?
Yeah, I mean, like,
without rasterizing it.
Yeah, it's not rasterized. It's a smart object. So,
wow.
Like, didn't you have me convert it to a smart object, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, isn't that crazy? And I was doing it that long, hard way for a long time.
And trying to get the angle perfect and everything.
Right. And then I was like, why did I not know this? It made me very Made me very mad. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, that's when you say the bad words you shouldn't say.
Never.
I never say those. Oh my gosh, these are so cute, all these little stickers. And look at this one, the Black Cat Sisterhood.
Oh,
An enchanting fly-by-night group.
cute.
That's good. Okay, so we'll say, y'all are wicked awesome. I don't know if I'm going to need to pull in much extra.
Yeah, maybe just flowers if she doesn't have any.
No, she doesn't have any. And the stickers, I was like, what? Like, I need flowers, Becca. But she has other ones, other collections. Okay. That little owl is so cute too. Then I'll add some red. Maybe here. Let's see if I want to stick it behind that picture. So Olivia was out with me scrapping over the weekend. She moved her desktop in here, and then she had to go back. Was it yesterday or day before?
Day before, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday.
I was like, ah!
No, don't go.
Don't go. It was like a little party.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's a huge desk out there. We call it Mega Desk. That was sad to leave.
Yes. Are any of y'all fans of The Office?
Yes.
Dwight. Yes, Dwight from there had Megadesk that he made when Jim was on maternity leave. And so Jay would come out every once in a while and just scream, Megadesk! He was actually
Kim loves
really...
The Office.
Loves The Office too.
Yep.
I made it.
Yay! Then I can mute my mic.
Oh my goodness.
Bethany's actually been talking.
I saw Bethany's on mic too.
Yeah, I was like, there's just a few of us. If you want to talk instead of type, let's just see how it goes. And yeah, we were rocking right along. So
Those are
did he
cute
win?
photos. Yes, and he did the game. Like they were 3 points to win, and he got all 3 of those serves. And my poor kid has been sick. And so we got the COVID test. It wasn't COVID. So we were like, well, if you're feeling okay, we're okay going. Because he was at practice Tuesday night. So whatever he had, he's already given it to his teammates,
Right.
So I'm like, it's not COVID, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm like, other than that, you can go play if you're feeling up to it. And he's like, I think I'm feeling up to it. I'm watching his face, and like it's just getting more and more punky as the night's going on.
Aww.
But he got up, and when it mattered, he got them up, over, and won the tournament for them.
Aw, that's awesome.
And then I like tossed
Is
the
this-
camera to my husband. I'm like, hey, you take pictures of the team. I gotta go. And I like ran out of the gym to the car. And I don't run. So,
Yeah, I don't run either. If I'm running, something is chasing me and we're all gonna die. So
Well, I always figure as long as I can run faster than one person, I'm okay.
yes.
So I gotta just practice every now and then.
Yes, my kids beg me not to run, so.
I have a fantastic running story. Okay. My aunt lives right near a Winn-Dixie is like across the street, and her business is right beside her house. And a real good friend of hers that had worked with her for many years, and they were just really good friends, he was putting in new flooring when we were, I think we were putting in carpet that time. I can't remember. At any rate, no, that's when we were doing our hardwood floors. So it was way before Daniel. So Jay was riding with him, and he had diabetes, and so his blood sugar had really dropped very low. So Jay was not really, he didn't realize that he was having a low sugar attack. He just thought he was driving crazy. So when he came into my aunt's, he was getting very belligerent. And so my aunt knew exactly what was happening. And I'm like, do you have juice? What do you have? You know, we can do. And she's like, I just don't have anything right now. So I took off running instead of getting in my car and going over to the Winn-Dixie. I'm running over across the street. And I get in there and I said, where is your orange juice? But I was breathing so hard and hassling that the lady thought I said oysters. And so then I had to be like, no, where is your orange juice? God, it was terrible. Then I ran back and I told him I was mad at him because he didn't eat a snack, and I had tried to get him to eat an apple and stuff, a snack, when he was at the house, and he wouldn't have it. And I was like, okay, you know I love you, because I ran over there and I did not have on a running bra. It was not, I was not prepared for that kind of activity. And he just died laughing. But I think that was the last time I ran. And the time before that, a Rottweiler was after me. And I had lost a bunch of weight back then, so I was more sure-footed. But yeah, that's the only time I run. Some kind of emergency's happening.
Typically that is for me too. So apparently you're an emergency for me. I don't know how you feel about that, if that's flattering or not, but I was very grateful when my child was no longer a toddler and didn't run anymore.
Right.
Yeah, Renee said she used to run but stopped at 14 because that's when she tore cartilage and sprained her knee. So that's it. That was it for running for her.
Yep.
Bev says she's at the age where her knees can't handle it and she's too old to run.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm with
there
her on
seems to
that
be
one.
an age. My one PE class in college was not fun. Okay, so you know how they make you do that like run in high school? What do they call it? The President's Challenge or something like that?
Yeah.
And so you have to run at the beginning of your semester, and then you have to run at the end, and you have to show improvement, right? Or you can't pass or whatever.
Right.
Well, somebody told me about this, and I went, oh, well, in that case, I'll just walk. So I walked the first time, and I walked slow to the point that my instructor looked at me and said, I will just give you the points if you will hustle your butt and finish so we can go in. I was like, all right. So I walked a little bit faster, because I can actually walk pretty fast, but I walked a little faster and finished it. I think it took me like 40 minutes to run a 1 mile.
That is funny.
So guess what? All it took was walking a little bit faster, and I did much improved. Oh.
Was he proud of you then?
No.
No.
He flat out looked at me and said, you gamed the system. I said, you made the system to game. He had no answer to that.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for him, he was also my math teacher. Don't ask me why. But he was my math teacher. And so the very first week of math, I was sitting there reading Gone with the Wind because I was bored because I knew this math. But they wouldn't. When I moved from Canada to the US, they put me in the dumb math class, even though I was in the smart math class in Canada. It's a whole stupid education system thing. But anyway, so I was sitting there reading Gone with the Wind. And so he called me. He's like, put your book away and do it. And I'm like, the answer is this. And he's like, what? Like, the answer is this. And I went back to my book. So he reached the point with me, you know what? I'm just going to let you read as long as you promise not to disturb anybody else in the class. And I said, okay. So he already thought I was a smart aleck when I ended up in his gym class.
You're like, I know you.
I'm probably the student he still tells stories about, huh?
Probably.
I had this girl
like,
once who read during my math class.
oh,
Oh. Bethany just scrapped a layout about her running story for a challenge. Ooh. Bev walks really fast, especially when she sees a snake. You know what? Ironically, Bev, because I don't remember where you are now, but somebody was talking tonight about how they were down at Hilton Head in South Carolina and saw a whole bunch of rattlesnakes, and that's not normal for the beach. And I'm like, snakes apparently are coming out to play. Oh, the one about the bear, I saw that one. Yeah, she was running from a bear. Bethany likes to hike like I do. You kind of let the family get ahead of you and you just whine and complain.
Yes, I do.
Mine is, and I tell my family this and they know it about me. My friends used to know it too. I don't do hills. Like as soon as you put me on an incline, I'm done. I'll walk for 5, 10, 15 miles straight flat, very little elevation. I'm good. I'm your girl. But you want to go up a mountain? Find somebody else.
Yep.
And in Utah, that's all it is mountains. So every hike is like, I'm looking straight up. I'm like, you want me to go up this? Oh, it's an easy hike. I'm like, the elevation changes 800 feet. That is not an easy hike.
It hurts your shins.
It does. Well, and I just get really out of breath. And I'm like, I feel really like out of shape, but I'm not that out of shape. Round is still a shape, people.
I'm in a shape. I'm in a shape.
Yes.
I am. I am a shape.
Yes.
Not the shape most people like. It works. Look at you adding all your credits.
Well, I better. Oh, let's see. Mr. Mesh. Because I was looking around for a little dimensional things and I found a few from the Birds of a Feather, so I grabbed a couple of those.
Aww.
And then that looks like it's gonna go, and that's from her Monster Mash.
Becca's Halloween kit is so cute. It's adorable.
So, but I may adjust the color that a little bit.
I am really loving pink and orange this season together. Like, it's so weird, but it's such a cute combination, and it's not one I would have expected. Does that make sense?
It is super cute. Oh, purple, purple, I need purple.
Purple, purple. Oh my gosh. So my mother-in-law is 73. I'm sitting at volleyball and she goes, which one's the coach's kid? And I go, oh, it's the one right there wearing purple and pink shorts. And my mother-in-law looks over and goes, oh yeah, she's funny. She's cute. And I look again and I'm like, no, I mean blue and pink shorts. There is nobody on the court wearing purple and pink shorts, okay? And she looks at me, she's like, yeah, the one right here. I knew totally what you meant. I saw those as purple as soon as you said it. They're like teal and like neon pink. I do not know where the two of us got purple from. But I'm like, so apparently we're all seeing things. So I'm looking at your flower and I'm like, oh, you're turning it purple. Wait, maybe you're not turning it purple. Maybe. I better wait here. I'm seeing purple where there is no purple.
That's so cute.
That cake is adorable.
You know, that's crazy. I should have written down where it came from, but
I'm
They
pretty
didn't
sure
make
Vanessa got it.
yeah.
I think it's a. Was it a Walmart or was it a Publix cake?
I don't
Well, that's
know.
okay. Because then you can just say supermarket cake.
Yes.
That's an impressive Walmart cake.
It's an impressive supermarket cake either way.
Oh, and look, this one has
Little
little
ghosty.
ghosties.
Aw.
Cute. Where should they go? I think they'll go right there. Yeah, I don't think she had any in the a little witchy. Let me go back and look. Make sure, because I'd rather use the. No, she has a skull. Okay. Like, no, I need a little ghosty.
Hey, guess what we're planning? Speaking of ghosts, we're
What?
planning the Halloween bash.
Yes, we are.
Secrets.
Yay, I was hoping it was going to happen.
And I have it on good authority that potentially next weekend there might be a bingo card out to fill out. So if you haven't joined us for gift bingo, you are missing out. It's a riot. So yeah, Justine is my partner in crime in that, and the two of us have way too much fun. And it always comes down to like just a few words. And we're like, we put 60 words out there. How did you all pick and need like the same 5?
Yeah.
Yes, slow bingo. That starts slow and gets super fast because then we all get super excited and you all start begging us for clues and we're just like, we can't resist. We're going to give them the clues. Let's see.
That was a fun game, for sure.
It's coming back.
That's the same thing you did at NSD?
Yes, I think so. We do. It takes a lot. So we're only doing it twice a year. I think, yeah, because we do a scrapping one in the spring and then we do the Halloween one because we like the Halloween gifts.
Yes.
So yes, very similar to that one. Sometimes
Okay.
they're a little more gross gifts though. But yes, slow bingo. I decided to let you know so that you can, start watching for cards. So you can get your cards in nice and early and see what other words
Yes.
everybody else picks so you can pick the same ones. It really is funny the way that happens. I tell Cheryl that every year. I'm like, why do they do this?
Like,
Justine and I will be like, why are there like 5 people waiting on one word?
one word.
And Renee, I made sure to make a note to remind us all to make sure that we post when they're gift things. Because I know at Halloween we play with gifts a lot more than at the other holidays. And I know sometimes that gives people headaches. So we made sure to make that note. We remembered!
Yay!
We try, I promise. We forget sometimes, but we really do try our best. Cheryl, how come we never do a Watch Cheryl Scrap during the Halloween bash?
Actually, I was talking with Krista about that, and I may do one because we'll be out at the beach for that week.
Ooh.
The week ending because Halloween is on Sunday, so we'll be at the beach from like Wednesday to Sunday. So,
but are you talking actual Halloween? Because the Halloween bash is earlier than that.
Yes, actual Halloween is on the 31st. But
yes.
Yeah, but is it going to start like on the 20th or something?
Our games and stuff are the 22nd to the 24th.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna try to do one earlier in the week, you know,
Oh, like a pre-Halloween bash.
pre-Halloween.
I like it.
So
We should
we'll
totally do
see.
that. Go in and play. Ooh, Bev's working election stuff, so Halloween weekend's going to be very busy. Okay, so I don't know if Cheryl told you, but I seriously ended up like triple events tonight. And I was like, are you serious? Because I ended up, when Cheryl and I made this, there was nothing. And then his volleyball tournament ended up being tonight. And I was like, okay, well, that ends at the exact same time Watch Cheryl Scrap begins. But as long as they finish fast, I'll be here. And then I had another thing scheduled right before the volleyball tournament. So I have been like leaving things early all day to try and get to the next thing. And I'm like, what in the world?
What
Like,
is
who schedules
happening?
everything the same day? So then the Halloween bash comes out. And I already knew it's the Saturday night's the night of our city event. And then I had our church event say, oh, by the way, we're doing it the same night as the city event. There are 4 weekends or 5 weekends. Can't we pick a different
You're like, please.
one? I know we missed the first one, and I'm glad because DSD, I can't have anything else that weekend. I already am busy. But I'm like, there are 4 other Saturdays, and y'all picked the same one.
Hey,
People.
you need to chill out.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm talking about the dog. She's doing her little thing.
She got the stamp font a long time ago. And if I recall, she has not found a new one and it's been discontinued. Is that still correct?
Yes, but Olivia found one. I think it's still I think maybe I put it in my favorites.
There are some really cute ones in the store now too that I've seen pop up, and I can never remember what they're called, so I can never remember how to find them. But
I'll type them in the chat, but I use Print F from Adobe Creative Cloud and Sunflower. There was a few I found that were nice. Stamp and Typewriter.
And I know, I'm trying to think if it was
Print F, that's it. That's the one you told me about. So it looks like this.
So if you have Adobe CC, Print F. I like it. And usually if you take an Adobe font and you Google it, you can find something where somebody says, well, this looks like it. So
yeah.
That's always helpful too.
Then Goldsmith Pro kind of looks like one. It's a little narrower than and I'll do that one so you can see it. Yeah, I actually think I like Goldsmith because it's, let's see, I'll change
Yeah, I like how skinny that one is.
change the leading.
And if you like the look that Cheryl does, where she like layers a couple of them over top of each other, I cheat now. I didn't used to, but now I've gotten more and more lazy, I think sometimes. And who is it? Somebody, I just used it too, I should know, sells them where they're layered already, so you can just buy them and drop them.
Oh yeah.
Rachel Jeffries.
Rachel, yeah.
Yep, she calls them messy marks. And they're already layered like that, so you don't have to do it yourself. I know, I'm funny some days. Pink Reptile just released a really cool stamped alpha called Inky Alpha. And that has that ink feel. It's not quite the same stamp feel, but it has kind of that inky stamped feel. So it's like, I know I had one because I just used it. The thing I like about Pink Reptiles is she also gives you the PMGs. So you don't have to have, you don't have to use the brush. You can use just the PNGs. Because I agree, there's quite a few times when I'm like, the brush is easy, but PNGs can be even easier.
Right?
Kim says lazy is faster. Woohoo! Without my running, you gotta find some shortcuts. Hey, I ran for like a minute to the car today.
Well, I was telling him when I started, because the black and white photo has stuff on it, and I covered it up with this other photo. And I'm like, that's because I don't want to edit the photo. I don't want to spend my time doing that. So I just covered it up.
Hey, that works. You have no idea how many times I do that. Or sometimes like I'll have a great photo, but it's just like slightly overblown because of the lighting or whatever. So I'll just change it to black and white and then just like cover the part that's overblown. Like,
Yeah.
it's not overblown anymore. I can't figure out how to view the brush to know I'm getting the right one. Where do you mean in your folder? Do you mean in Photoshop? Where do you mean? Because there's options here.
Yeah.
I think Cheryl changed in CC where you pick the brush. Do your brushes look like mine where they show it or no?
Hang on.
Like I know we have Photoshop set up very similar. I just wasn't sure if that was one of the similar ones.
This is how my brushes look.
And then open like on one of your folders, use the drop down.
Yeah.
And see. Yeah. So you can change your view on this. And when you change your view, it'll show you. So she has the brush name and the brush tip picked. You can also pick the brush stroke and it'll show you what it looks like if you were to like drag it across.
Yeah.
So
and then I also have an additional dialogue over here, which shows all of them. So I can see them here as well. And then I can change, if I picked a particular brush, like that one, and then I want to rotate it, I can do that here, or I can flip X and Y.
Somehow I never realized I could rotate it over there in brush settings. I don't think I have that panel open on mine.
Yeah, so I have that over there.
Huh, something I gotta change. Yes, if brush stroke is your setting, you will only see a smear for each one. So Bethany, when you say the brush stroke is what confuses you, do you mean like where you're gonna get that look, or what part confuses you?
Yeah, so if the stroke is on there, you get this crazy.
Yeah. Funny enough, I actually like seeing both, and I will do that quite often because I like being able to see if I drag it, what it looks like. Right. If I'm trying to create like a weird, not weird, but like a paint on the back. But yes, so brush stroke will make things look kind of meh, and then brush, the other brush shows it really well. Brush tip. I actually bought a program to do brushes too.
You're like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I decided to add a little splatter in there since we were talking about it. I'm like, okay.
So finding a brush stamp of dates can work if they've labeled them correctly, or if when you push them, they if you have the tips on, it should show you what it looks like. But yeah, with the stroke, it does not work to try and see the dates. Like I have Gina Miller has a rubber stamp set that I love because it just makes it look like I got a big fat juicy ink pad that's new, and I just stamped it on there, and it's just like super juicy ink on there. And yeah, brush stroke would not help me at all, but brush tip lets me see exactly which letter is which. And I will admit, I have renamed brushes. You can't do that in Elements, but you can do that in CC. So that can help too.
Another one of the happy things
And that takes a little
about
bit of time.
teaching.
That's not a lazy process, but
Nope.
it's worth it because it saves me and lets me be lazy later.
You're gonna
You
have to
know?
invest some time at some point, right? We
Yeah.
all
Well,
just choose what we're willing to do to make the
mhm.
layout look like we want it to.
I've got to fix my shadows. I had them all arranged all nicely, and then for some reason, like my shadows weren't working right. So I ended up bringing shadows in again, and now I have like duplicates of all of my shadow styles.
Oh no.
So my shadow styles right now are just like a total mess, and I keep telling myself every time I scrap, I'm like, I'll fix it, I'll fix it. I gotta fix it before MOC. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Which
I need to
in
go
the
in and
forum,
delete them all and start fresh.
86 days until MOC.
Whoop, whoop, we're under 90 days. Oh, that's so exciting. Have you all participated in MOC before? Like, I'm thinking,
I have not.
oh, do you know what it is? You know
Yeah,
what it is. You have to know what it is.
I know it. I've just
Yeah.
never done it.
Well, just you wait.
I'm
Just you wait.
Just like Alexander Hamilton, just you wait.
I feel like an evil laugh is necessary here.
yes.
Oh, some of us have been looking for challenges since like February 3rd.
Some of us not naming names.
No, not naming any names. But I may or may not have a secret Pinterest board and a Word document and a couple of different examples and a couple spots. And if that sounds crazy, just know I'm not the only one.
Nope. Nope. We're like, it's coming up quick. And so 86 days means Christmas and Thanksgiving and all the holidays. It's coming too fast.
I know.
And this
So,
year has kind of drug, but then again, it hasn't. It's been
see, October
slow.
is always when my year starts to fly. And that's because, like, normally we do Canadian Thanksgiving, which I don't know if we're going to do that this year. We usually do, but it's Monday and I'm just not ready. I'll be
Yeah.
honest, I'm not ready for that. And then I have my birthday, and then we have Halloween. And Halloween is like, people love Christmas. I love Halloween. Halloween is like my holiday, and I adore it. And so I'm like, and then you finish that, and then you get into Thanksgiving. And then because we don't live close to family, I have to start thinking about gifts we want to ship. And then,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? Quit Project 365. If it's not working for you, quit it.
Yeah.
Number one, if you want to, you can always go back and just throw the photos in with whatever. Here's an interesting secret. Okay. Secret / not secret. I use Google Maps, and people hate that you can tell Google Maps to track your timeline, because then it's tracking your privacy. I love the timeline feature because I really don't care if Google knows where I went, because I'm the most boring person in the world. But I can then go in on Project Life. Like, I'm missed an entire week. So I went and pulled it up on Google Maps and pulled up my calendar, and I went, all right, well, it looks like we have these things planned, and it looks like I went here and here and here. Perfect.
I have used that before too.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you really want to go back and do it, go back and do it. And if you don't, let it go. There's no rules. You need to make calendar pages. Yeah. There's all sorts of other things you could be doing. And if it's not bringing you joy, don't waste your time on it. And there are no rules in scrapbooking except have fun, in my opinion. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
I love all of this.
Well, you get caught up in what we think we're supposed to do, but essentially it's like, what stories do you want to leave behind for your family or loved ones, your friends that have become family? Just maybe for posterity, you want something out there. Yeah. I think we just do with what, because I know a lot of people are moving to like the traveler's notebook size, and I do like that for some of my planner stuff, but I did a couple of COVID layouts, and I just kind of stopped. I just like a big 12 by 12. I like seeing everything.
Yeah.
It feels too small.
We'll see. And there's another example. I know all these people who made these wonderful COVID journals and COVID layouts and all this stuff. And I'm like, for me, it was too tender. Like I was not in a spot where I could mentally deal with it. So I kept notes, I kept screenshots, I kept different little things. And I'm like,
Yeah.
at some point, and I have done one or two things since, but I'm like, at some point, I will feel okay going back and capturing some of that stuff because it is a big part of our journey. And for Matthew, it's a huge part of his life because he, you know, that was like his entire 10th year of being 10, and most of 11 has been all of these changes that, you know, are crazy. And
Right.
so, and we moved during that. And so I'm like, there are so many little stories about it, but I'm like, I am not in a place yet where I'm ready to tell it. So eventually I will be, but I had those moments of guilt when I saw these people doing these wonderful every week or every day posting all about COVID. And I'm like, that's amazing for you. And I'm so proud of you for doing that, but I am not at that spot. So
Yeah, it was rough.
yeah.
I know
Bethany
when
said she started with journaling, but there were days she just couldn't. Yep.
I know when I started, I went through probably 2 or 3 weeks of doing layouts about my breast cancer diagnosis and treatment and all of that. And then, you know, I just had to stop for a little bit because some of
Yeah.
it was just, I mean, it was good therapy for me to see what I'd overcome, but it's like, that really happen?
Yeah.
That really
Well,
happened? So I want to tell it, but like you said, sometimes it's too much emotionally
yeah.
to deal with.
And I had done some really tender, really intense things just before COVID, like in 2018. So I was still kind of tender from some of that, and I was not ready for yet another thing that was just emotionally heart-wrenching, so
Right.
to speak. So, yeah. Renee's doing nerdy stuff like tracking the numbers. What kind of numbers are you tracking, Renee?
Like outbreak numbers.
See, I've taken screenshots of different outbreak numbers, and I've collected some people. Persnickety did some COVID things, COVID timelines and stuff, and I've collected things that will fit onto that at some point when I feel up to doing that kind of a thing. I think I'll be using some of our kits from our store because they're cuter than the timelines, but you know. Ohio cases and stuff about your county. Yeah. Oh, Kim said after talking to her son about politics before the election, she found an art journal page that she'd made earlier in the pandemic that she sent to him, and it helped both of them. And that's true. I mean, art journaling is totally a way to do it. And there are definitely feelings that just need to be thrown onto paper. I agree. I think that's very therapeutic. Bev started down the path but couldn't do it, so she moved more into art journaling because feelings were too intense. Yeah. So when the space shuttle and the name, all this Challenger, when Space Shuttle Challenger exploded, I wasn't old enough to really remember it or anything, but my mom collected like newspapers and has an entire book of just newspapers all about it and about the people and everything. And that was kind of her way of kind of mourning and celebrating and working through some of those feelings. And so I figure, you know, anything I do is better than nothing, so we're good.
Right.
And it still means something to her, and she can look at it and she can tell you about some of the stuff that she was feeling and such. So Renee said she did a summary page for 2020 and hoped to end with December of 2021, but she's not sure because of how things are going. Yeah, it's hard, and it's kind of like a project 52 in a way. Like some people end it every year and then start a new one, and some people are like 1 year's enough. And so, but things like that, they can be hard to figure out where you end it and find an ending point. But I figure, you know what, we'll all find a spot where we're like, you know, I don't need to, maybe a 6-month update or maybe a 1.5 year update or something. And she's doing monthly pages, Renee is. So
I'm finished.
woohoo!
I think. I always
Renee
have
says
to
she's
say
gonna have to
that.
use a Shutterfly Unlimited page book.
Yeah. So cute. So cute.
Kim says hers ended piece at 365. See, and I have little bits and pieces of it in my 365. I tell my husband, I'm like, there are a lot of years when I go, I'm gonna do this, and he always go, maybe we shouldn't. Because the first year I ever did it, we moved cross country. Then the next year I decided to do it, we moved to a different state. The next year I decided to do it, we had big life changes. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore because every year I do, we have big life changes.
Something big. Something big.
Yeah, we were doing it this year, and we bought a house, moved, adopted a dog, and got a mother-in-law. So, it's been, I'm like, maybe next year I should not do it. We could take a break from all the big stuff.
Yes. Ah. Well,
I
yay,
like
I'm
it.
so happy. Another little cute page for my book. And yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it, Courtney.
I am too.
Because
I
I
love
needed
coming
all
and
the,
chatting with everybody.
yeah, I needed a fill in about, because was he playing soccer? Is that
Yes.
your son? I was like, when I was
We did
talking
soccer
earlier, I was like,
Saturdays, and we had volleyball. He's playing up in volleyball, so he's only in 5th, but he's playing with the 6th to 8th graders.
okay.
And so he's playing up in volleyball, but he plays his age group in soccer. And his team in soccer went undefeated this year too, but they don't do like a little tournament, but volleyball does a little tournament. And his team they really came together as a team. So they actually went undefeated. So both his sports this fall, he went undefeated. I'm like, woohoo. It's kind of nice because his summer volleyball team, I can't remember if they won any games. I think they might have won one, but they did not do so well. So
Yeah.
this was kind of a nice pickup after that. And his last soccer team did really bad too, his spring soccer team. So it was nice for him to have that better winning streak.
Right. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for coming, and just keep an eye on the forum because I may be doing, like I said, the special Watch Cheryl Scrap live for our Halloween bash. And
yes, Halloween
able to
bash is coming up.
I'll scrap
And then our
another.
next one is November, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
And that one is
November 4th.
4th. Yeah.
Okay, we both did the exact same thing. We just pulled up our
Our little
Windows
calendar at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. So long, farewell.
Thanks for coming.